Well, my name's Chuck McElroy, and I graduated from Parkway Central in 1974. I attended Weber Elementary School, and then Fern Ridge Elementary School, and then Green Trails Elementary School as the district was expanding, and then I went to Parkway Central Junior High. After I graduated from high school, I went to University of Missouri in Columbia. I received a bachelor's degree of industrial engineering, and then I took a job with Southwestern Bell here in St. Louis. I then later went to night school and got my MBA at Washington University in 1984. In that time, I also met a young lady at Bonham Presbyterian Church, and I married her. Her name was Lori Wood, now Lori McElroy. She was a Parkway West student. We now have 3 children. Matt, our oldest, is a junior at Florida State University. Luke, our middle child, is a senior in high school in Alpharetta, Georgia, where we live, and our youngest, Jenna, is a 7th grader. When I went to work for Southwestern Bell, I was busy looking at how we could launch telephone over cable networks, and that propelled me actually to leave Southwestern Bell, and I took a job with Cox Communications in Atlanta, Georgia in 1994, and I launched telephone and high-speed data services over their cable networks, and today Cox is considered the cable industry leader in terms of cable telephony, a dream or an idea that I kind of pioneered, so that's kind of gratifying for me. However, I left Cox a year and a half ago and took a job with Charter Communications, another cable company. In fact, they operate here in St. Louis. I run the Southeast Division, which is about 1.3 million subscribers. And in the year and a half I've been with Charter, the Southeast Division has gone from the worst operating division to the best in the company. So we're real proud about the success we've gotten there. To this day, I still enjoy sports. I play golf, I play tennis, I coach my daughter's softball team. In fact, this spring will be the 17th straight year I've coached baseball or softball. I sing in a men's gospel group through my church. I sing in a rock band and play guitar in a rock band in my neighborhood. I still occasionally write some songs, so I still dabble in music a little bit. And through my church, I have gotten involved in some mission work. In fact, last April, my family and I took a trip to Barquisimeto, Venezuela, where we built a church and helped kind of establish a daycare center down there. It was very rewarding for the entire family. I am really honored to be part of this elite group that's been selected for the Parkway Hall of Fame. And I think it's occasions like this that cause you to reflect back and look kind of to the past and why I'm here. I frankly am humbled by being selected among all these very well-credentialed, successful people. But as I think back on my life, I think that certain people, key principles, and the Lord have helped me get to this position. My family that I grew up with, the friends I had then in school and beyond, the family I have now, have had a profound impact on my life. And they have loved me, they have supported me, they've encouraged me, they've driven me to achieve goals and accomplishments the highest one could pursue in life. And they've helped shape and mold me to be the best person I could be to other people. I also would say that there are some characteristics that I've determined since I have graduated and even when I was in school at Parkway that I think are critical for success. The first I would say to you is work hard. Try to be the best at whatever it is you choose to be. Don't accept C-level work or B-level work. Try to be an A-level performer in anything you do. Secondly, I would say be a person of integrity. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that you either wish you hadn't done or you're going to know weren't right. But I think if you're honest with yourself and you're honest with other people and you go forward in being a person of integrity, I believe success will follow that. And thirdly, I'd say be sensitive to other people. There's no more gratifying experience I found than to do something for somebody else who's truly in need. Lastly, all of my accomplishments and all of my successes truly are a result that I have a God who has blessed me beyond my dreams. He has directed me in my paths and assured me that He loves me and He's with me no matter what I do. So that's kind of my reflections on the past. I guess this is being put together so we can kind of look forward to the future, and maybe for those that will be watching this tape, I would say that take time and recognize and thank the people that are helping you on your journey. And work hard, excel in whatever you do, be honest and caring to other people. I have a very good friend, Steve Mahler, who I met when I was in junior high, at Parkway Central. In fact, I was going into the counseling center, and his foot was on the only chair that was available. I went up to grab the chair as if to say, "Can I sit here?" And he said, "Oh, don't do that. Don't touch that chair. I just broke my leg in gym class, and I'm told to keep it elevated." So I said, "I'm very sorry." I walked away, and as I walked away, I heard him laughing. He was pounding his chest. You probably didn't want me to hit the microphone. Sorry about that. He was pounding his chest, laughing, saying, "You can take the chair." And we have been friends ever since then. We played baseball together through high school, became college roommates at University of Missouri. We were best men at each other's weddings. We vacationed together, and we will be coming back to St. Louis this New Year's to spend New Year's with him. It's our turn to come here, and this will mark 25 consecutive New Year's Eves we've spent together as a family. And those friendships, especially when you think back on the period of life that we went through together, can never be replaced. We can always have other good friends, but we went through a time and development of our lives that you only go through once, and those friendships I cherish forever. He's like a brother to me. A kind of interesting story, my buddy, the same guy who was my college roommate, had gone to Chicago, and he'd purchased a children's storybook that was one of these books where you could fill out your child's name and their preferences, their age, their grandparents' names, their pets' names, whatever. And the book would get printed about them. And he showed this to me, and I said, "Well, I think I know how we can do this." I knew a computer software program that would allow us to merge that sort of information into a story. So I sat back and I wrote a story that we titled "The Secret of the Sad Kingdom," and we went to craft shows and places to sell this book, and we sold about 2,000 copies of it, and it was a great experience in terms of learning, I think, what it takes to become an entrepreneur and a business person. We had prior to that actually thought about putting together a game that we'd researched called Charades, an adult version of Charades where it's kind of like Trivial Pursuit, where you get the titles and you act them out. And we chose not to go forward, and about 3 months after that we saw the game Charades hit the market for $30 a box, and we determined that the difference between us and the person that did this was they had the courage to go after it and to make it happen. So that helped us with the children's storybook.